Washington added a veteran QB. What does that mean for Sam Howell in the pick at 2? You got that here on your news update. Let's go.
We have Commanders breaking news coming out of Ashburn, Virginia. For an update, we go to the Ref the District studios. Here's Nathan Perry.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Ref the District's news update and what might be the most surprising signing from the Adam Peters first free agency here in Washington. Marcus Mariota, veteran QB. We're going to talk about it here in the moment. Of course, you can get over to Bet Online to make your wagers on whether or not Marcus Mariota will be the starting QB for Washington. And maybe that's not your kind of cup of tea, but you love the NBA or you want to bet on some March Madness type stuff. All that's available right at your fingertips with Bet Online. Of course, you can bet hockey and baseball as well. Mixed martial arts, absolutely. All there at Bet Online. Just use the code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to get yourself a 50% welcome bonus. And that will set you off on the right foot. Bet Online, where the game starts. Please bet responsibly and do not bet on Marcus Mariota being QB1 and do not bet on Sam Howell being shipped away. That's kind of what people kind of went to right away with this is, oh, well, Washington got Marcus Mariota. Where does that put Sam Howell? And some of our people here on Ref the District will try to tell you that that means that Sam Howell will likely be shipped away, because when you look at it, when Washington might pick and should pick and probably will pick a QB at 2, what do you do with the rest of that QB roster? Is Marcus Mariota your QB3? You usually have your veteran backup, kind of the one right behind your QB1, to give them a little bit of that mentoring and kind of showing them out. But then does that mean Sam Howell's QB3? Well, Sam Howell has now 18 games under his roster, under his belt, and he's been somewhat successful, and there's been, at least some good things you've seen for him. And I would say that he's a pretty good backup QB, something that Marcus Mariota has not necessarily been in his time. He's been an average to below average starter. He's seen some play, and in Atlanta in 2022, he did go 5-8. Kind of his average kind of things, 15 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He had that one fantastic, and it was almost the graphic, the thumbnail for this one, where he was throwing it off his backside, his literal backside, while he was on the turf. He's not a great quarterback, and Sam Howell, I think, is probably a better quarterback at this time. What Sam Howell lacks is, again, that kind of NFL experience. Marcus Mariota has been around since 2015. Sam Howell hasn't, and Sam Howell might be the better playing quarterback at QB2, but you really want somebody who's in the room for the person being taken at 2. And we'll get around to what that means for that second pick overall here in just a moment. But staying on the Sam Howell, Marcus Mariota train here, this is a signing because you got to think the league had extended the rule or pushed the rule that now rosters can hold that third QB for the game day, right? The emergency QB. One of the teams that kind of pushed that into existence was San Francisco, where Adam Peters was when they were down to their 4th QB and having wide receivers throw passes. And so this, I think, is kind of where most teams are going, is you're going to see most teams start to keep 3 QBs. It is the most important position. And if QB2 goes, or if QB1 goes down, and then QB2 goes down, you're going to need a competent person at QB3 to continue winning games. We've seen this multiple times over the course of the last few seasons. And we've talked extensively about how rare it is for one QB to go from coast to coast, making all 17 games. Remember, this is a longer season now, and QBs tend to get beat up. So don't start thinking that this is Sam Howell's swan song, that he's going to have to go away. He might end up being QB3. I would probably keep him at QB2, just keep Marcus Mariota around and kind of mentoring the two younger QBs. But I can easily see a world where Marcus Mariota is QB2 and Sam Howell is QB3, because Marcus Mariota is going to bring a little bit more steadiness to the QB room and to the offense if they have to insert him because QB1 has gone down. Now let's start talking about that QB1 here, because a lot of people think that Marcus Mariota is an insurance to that injury, and that if you're looking at an injured QB, that means Jaden Daniels is going to be the pick at 2 for Washington. And I think this is really just people projecting their own thoughts about Daniels when it comes to him being a running quarterback, and especially a running quarterback who might come in at around 215 for his pro day. So he's got that lithe frame, as people talk about, right? He's a smaller, quarterback. He doesn't got a lot of meat to him, but he's not small in the height sense. He's got fine, his height's 6'2", so he's okay there. But when he's clocking at 200 pounds and he's getting hit by 300-pound and 250-pound NFL players who are going at 4.5 speed, yeah, there's some worry there. We have some experience with that in Washington with RG3. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't a big fan of Daniels, is because even though he could be Lamar-esque, we've had that happen here in Washington in RG3's 2012 season when Nagata from Baltimore completely took apart RG3's leg. And so people are thinking, oh, if we get Daniels, this is going to happen again. And that's what they're projecting when it comes to this Marcus Mariota signing. They think that this is going to be just insurance because Daniels is probably going to get injured and you're going to want, competent QBs. And okay, fine, you can project that, but Drake May is just as likely to get injured. And if Washington moves up and get Caleb Williams, or if they fall back and get JJ McCarthy, whatever they're going to do with that first round pick and who they're taking at QB, they have just as much of an injury risk as anybody else. And so Mariota is just a backing. I mean, this is a 1-year, $6 million deal. Okay. This is not something that's long-term. This is just to get somebody in until we can get the QB1 settled, kind of learning things. You'll probably see a different veteran quarterback get signed next year to be the backup. And that one would definitely be QB3 unless Sam Howell really isn't impressing Cliff Kingsbury and company. But at that point, we're going to have Sam Howell with enough NFL experience to know what's going on and kind of moving through the offense and all that kind of stuff. Marcus Mariota, fine signing. Nobody should be concerned about what this means for Sam Howell or what this means for QB2. This is literally just getting a veteran quarterback for the Washington Commanders. And I think that it's absolutely fine. I definitely would have preferred Jacoby Brissett here, but he did get more money. Marcus Mariota at $6 million. I'm not going to complain about it for a guy who's holding a clipboard, or should be holding a clipboard, for the duration of his time in burgundy and gold. If you disagree with me, let me know. I'm very interested to know if you think I'm absolutely wrong. If you think I'm absolutely off my rocker, does this signal Jaden Daniels to Washington? Does this signal Sam Howell is going to get jettisoned to another team desperate for a starting quarterback? Again, I just want to touch on this. If you don't think Sam Howell's a starting quarterback here in Washington, I don't know why you would think he's going to be a starting quarterback anywhere else. So just let me know in the comments, because I just don't see it. I see this as a fine signing of a aged quarterback who's just trying to linger around and keep his career going after he didn't pan out in Tennessee and has just been kind of keeping things steady wherever he goes. I'm Nathan Perry here, a part of the Believe Network on Ref the District, brought to you by Bet Online. And until next time, be a fan.